we have an exclusive article from Us Weekly of current and former members of Harry and Meghan's staff. And we have names for those sources, names on the record. Before I even get into this article, let me give a shout out to Harry and Meghan's current global communications team. I see the vision, I see how you guys have been working, and this is how you do it. This is how you get ahead of the story, and this is how you show them exactly how it's done. So a few weeks ago, you guys may remember that this Hollywood Reporter article came out where they were talking about how current and former staff members said that Meghan Markle was like a dictator in high heels and that she made grown men cry. And if you guys remember, I did a whole video, actually I did two videos on how that article was complete BS. It was, in my opinion, generated by AI. It was very, very inaccurate. And also, it was just a hit piece. However, you guys remember, I did say that they need to get ahead of this story. They need to stop this narrative right where it needs to be stopped. And I don't know if they listened to me, but did they react? And I quote, several current and former staffers paint a different picture. Ben Browning, their former head of content, who was responsible for getting a Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix before leaving after his contract expired in early 2023, says his experience at the company and with Meghan and Harry in general was positive and supportive, adding, they all continue to be friends. The narratives that we have seen suggesting the contraire are untrue. One-time chief of staff, Catherine St. Laurent, tells us she and the couple have also remained close and says, the time I spent working with Prince Harry and Meghan was incredibly meaningful to me. And even good old Josh Catler made a comment. You know, the same Josh who only worked there for 3 months and they tried to paint some narrative that it was something bad and evil why he left so quickly. Even he left a comment. And I quote, while Josh Catler August departure as Harry's chief of staff sparked more negative press, he says he was warmly welcomed by both Harry and Meghan and the Archwell team during his stint. Ashley Henson, who is a current global communication secretary, says her bosses couldn't have been more supportive when she had to take some extended time off for a serious surgery. And I told them I was met with the kind of concern and care a parent would express if it were their own child. Meghan would personally reach out to my husband daily to make sure we both were okay and had support. She adds, it meant so much to him and even more to me. You don't realize how much that kind of kindness and thought means until you need it. And in this article, they do acknowledge that, yes, there's been a turnover rate, but this is not abnormal for any company, especially a startup company. This is a new company, so there's going to be a lot of hiccups. There's going to be a lot of things that don't go right, but that doesn't mean that there is a toxic work culture. And as they said, both things could be true. You can have a very positive work environment, but that does not mean people won't leave for better opportunities or they just lose the passion or it's just not a good fit for them. But the way the media is going to paint this is going to always be there is something malevolent, evil that is happening. And that is what this has been this entire time. And I think it's also important to point out, because I think people have this vision or this idea in their head that somehow the staff work in Montecito and they drive there every day and they work in Harry and Meghan's home. No. And to be honest, I thought the same thing, but they don't. A lot of the work is remote. And yes, they do meet from time to time at their home and other places as well, but most of it is on Zoom. So I don't understand how could someone say that Meghan is walking around in high heels and she's a dictator when she's sitting down on camera. And this right here was the best because they even tried to paint and make it seem like former COO Medina Denani was in the Alps with Meghan and Harry. Part of the profound injustice of having to speak publicly on this in light of these endless and damaging narratives is that so much of the kindness, mentorship, and support that Prince Harry and Meghan share with others happened quietly behind closed doors. I'll never forget sitting on the floor in their kitchen while Meghan was feeding Princess Lily and cold calling a dozen senators. Their reactions were unbelievable to ask them to advocate for paid leave. Medina also acknowledged that they're still lifelong friends and they're still very close. Everything is a conspiracy. everything is something more than what it is. There's always this extra little layer of why such and such or something happens with when it comes to Harry and Meghan. It has to be this deep rooted, elaborate plan, and somehow it's always Meghan's planning this big thing, and she wants some more when she already has everything she has. But somehow she wants all this. Like it's always a thing. And most things in life is not a thing. Most things in life is just what it is. Happy that the staff members, former and current, has come out against this because this is getting tiring. Move on to something else. Talk about something else. We're not falling for it. Nobody believes it. Do better. Also, guys, we're on the road to 30K, so please make sure that you give this page a follow if you enjoy my content and leave a comment. I would love to know what you think. But also, make sure you give my new page, A Quest with Dre, a follow as well if you enjoy my content. We're on the road to 1,000 over on that account, so make sure you give that page a follow and check out the content and tell me what you think.